Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Fire Up. I hope you're all fired up as I am. Are you?
Oh, we are. Candy, you're back from vacation.
Welcome back.
We've been waiting
In a
for
minute.
you. We're waiting. We're still waiting. And I know that y'all had a fantastic time, and I hope that you did, and you deserved it.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And with that being said, I actually prepped a little bit tonight. I have two pictures that I'm going to share with everybody. The first picture was taken. This is Scott and I. We were on an excursion, and this is Norway in the background. And this is not filtered or anything like that. This is the actual colors. It was unbelievable. And then here is a picture. This is a double-decker waterfall in Iceland, and we were in Norway and Iceland, and one of the things they were saying is all this water is from one of the glaciers in Iceland, and unfortunately Iceland only has one big glacier left, and they're saying because of the global warming that by 2070 it might not have any glaciers left, which would be sad because then all the waterfalls would go. But yeah, so I figured I would just share those two photos with both you gentlemen tonight and the rest of the audience.
I loved them. Candy, sorry to
great.
interrupt. I loved them. They literally, like you said, they're not AI generated, but they certainly do look that way.
I know, don't they? Look at all the colors.
Yeah. And that waterfall, it looks like a ship literally got stuck there and was frozen over by ice before. Literally is how that comes across to me, that picture.
Well, and the one thing I will say is Scott and I did a bunch of small, well, not always small. We did a bunch of videos that we will slowly be putting up on the YouTube channel. So everybody watch for those, turn on your notifications, and so you can see some of them. He interviewed a couple of tour guides, one in Amsterdam, one or two a couple in Norway, a couple in Iceland. Just really interesting. And then for us to show you the sites. So watch for those notifications and those videos to come up on the station.
Okay.
And then what's up, guys?
Yeah, we got a few people chopping it up over here in the chat. So yeah, y'all get
going on. Yeah, we got a lot of people in the chat, more than usual.
Y'all, I'll tell you what, y'all buckle up, get comfortable, because it's about time to get fried on Fire Up. We haven't even dove into the sports topics yet. My goodness, can you only imagine? We're just getting started around here, folks. Y'all tune in. Let's go, Samir. I know you ready.
I'm ready. I'm always ready.
Okay, so our first topic is gonna be leading off with what the title was. So I read an article that Deion Sanders now is coming out and saying he believes there should be a salary cap for the college football because he says it creates an unfair advantage. Obviously, if one team is paying, their players X amount and another team can pay them X amount plus. So, your thoughts, Samir, we'll start with you. Your thoughts about should there be a salary cap in college football?
I mean, he's right. And yeah, he is Deion Sanders, and there's a big brand name that comes with that. So that alone is able to attract guys like a Travis Hunter or recently a Julian Lewis, a 5-star quarterback recruit, to a school even in a place or a school such as Colorado who may not have the football what's the word? The correct word. May not have the football
acumen
that
was the word I was about to say.
But even with that, you still have an unfair advantage with the Georgias, Alabamas, Ohio State, and others being those who are the wealthiest schools being able to buy whoever they want. It creates an unfair advantage in that compartment, and without it, or a salary cap would also make a coach's job easier. Because look, all these guys want to play. They all want to get paid. So when that opportunity arises, so let's say you are a four-star defensive tackle at Georgia. Chances are, if you're at Georgia, you're a good player, and you have a hard time making it up the depth chart. Like you've got maybe two or three future NFL guys ahead of you. Um, like you are going to either use the NIL money as a tool for them to get you to stay, or you're going to transfer and try to get more playing time. And I think with the way it is set up now, I'm for NIL. I think it's, I think we need to have NILs to give the players a chance to get their fair share of money. But I think it needs to be regulated. There does need to be a salary cap. Not only that, but also I think if you get an NIL deal, you have to play at that school for 2 years. So yeah, salary cap is a good idea, and then I would add another bonus to it.
Okay, good points. JD, your thoughts?
Samir, just to play right into what you were saying there, I completely agree. If a player goes to Furman University, just for example, let's say I've got a player, he went to Furman, and he gets, looked at or recruited by a bigger school, but he's not really in the portal. And they kind of entice him to hit the portal. And even if that weren't the case, even if they don't, tamper, to use that dirty word, tamper, even if they don't tamper,
Mm-hmm.
shouldn't the school that gave him a scholarship and put food in his mouth and tried to coach him up, tried to give him a chance to play football, shouldn't all those coaches and that school and everything be compensated for you taking a player away from them? It would be like, okay, so I'm a gardening. I garden. I got tomatoes, I got cucumbers, I got squash. This in comparison, and I'll throw it back to you guys right after this. This in comparison, though, to me, would be like, hey, that's a really nice tomato seed you planted there. I see that it's growing into a plant. So I think I want to take that plant. I want to buy that plant from you. And I'm going to use it to my advantage. And I'm going to be the one who gets the fruit from the trees of that vegetable, that fruit, whatever. Because that is what's happening now. There are what we call feeder schools.
Yeah.
In college football, and it's because of NIL and the portal. And I'm all for players making money. You won't catch me making no flack about players making money. The NCAA has benefited from them for way too long. And I told Candy earlier, I'll go ahead and say it right now. This whole Rashul face-on situation for my Gamecocks is crazy. If I'm going to call out the NCAA, I'll go ahead and do it now. NCAA, you can go ahead and get cooked real quick. But for you to leave this young man in limbo for 6 months, not knowing what he needs to do, not knowing if he's playing college football, not knowing if he has already passed the point to where he can get into the NFL. Like, NCAA, you at least owe this man an answer. At this point, I don't care if it's yes or no. I don't care. I want the guy to play, yes, because I'm a Gamecock fan. I think he's a great running back. But at the end of the day, it's about the NCAA. They need to answer to this way sooner. And so, yes, I'm all for players making money. I'm all for the portal. I'm all for all that good stuff. Great response by Samir. I mean, Samir, I don't know where else to go from there.
Yeah.
I agree. The one thing I agree that players should get compensated. My issue is they're still in school and we forget about that. Like they're supposed to be going to school for school, but they're not. Let's face it. They're in sports. They are taking classes. How serious they are and stuff like that, it remains to be seen. Some of them do finally graduate. Some of them don't. Some of them go back after the fact, but they're
Right.
not professionals yet. They're actually in school, and I think that we kind of lose sight of that. Uh, so, but I definitely agree there should be a salary cap, um, because yes, it is an unfair advantage. I mean, let's face it. You can have one confident or one let's just take one conference. And the conference that I'm the most familiar with obviously would be the Big Ten. Look at, you have the big schools like Ohio State and the Michigans, and then you have some of the smaller schools. Wisconsin is not the elite, the Ohio State, and it's going to have a different. So would they have unfair advantages? Not only do they have an unfair advantage because they might have a longer program, longer storied program, more championships underneath their belt, but now they also might have more NIL money to dish out. So not only are they, and how competitive then is that conference going to be, and how is that going to change the conference and the competitiveness in it? And yes, I agree that there has to be some kind of regulations. I think NC2A is flying by the seat of their pants, like a lot of different companies. All of a sudden, now there's AI, so now companies are trying to refocus and okay, how is that going to adjust us? How is that going to affect us? And as we're going, you're coming up with new regulations and new, laws or whatever. But definitely has to be some kind of
Yeah. And I feel like this is all new to everyone, including the NCAA. So this, 3 or 4 year period of NIL has kind of been a trial run. And I think sooner or later they're going to make adjustments because I mean, the original extreme of everyone benefits except the players was wrong. But I feel like this is close to maybe another extreme where the players are almost milking the system basically. Like where does it stop? Like eventually we're gonna have high schoolers getting NIL deals. Like where does it in states like Georgia, Texas, Florida, Cal, like where does it stop? Like there
They're
needs to
already
be
getting
like
there.
a boundary.
There's
Like
high school players already getting NIL deals though too. Samir, to exactly what you're saying. Sorry to interrupt you, but yeah, continue, Samir. But yeah,
yeah,
there's already high
that's what I mean.
schoolers getting NIL deals. It's trickled down.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think less of these players, NIL players, will graduate? Do you think graduation rates will go down because they're starting to earn money and now they're like, "Ooh, I like this, the money in my hand. Let's try and declare, you
There's one
know,
way to look at it, but I think there's a chance it goes up. Graduation rates go up because now players who are good enough to go to the NFL will not be so hard pressed to declare for the draft after they redshirt and then play 2 years. I mean, who knows? Hey, maybe if I play well enough, I can get a newer and a bigger NIL deal from either my current school or from a different school after that 2 year deal I suggested earlier. And I can get more money. I can finish school and get a degree. And I can potentially increase my draft stock from where it may have been a year or two ago. So that's one way
P
to look at it.
digits dropping wisdom. Yeah, Samir and P digits over here dropping wisdom on everybody.
Well,
mm-hmm.
Pence,
Samir,
then well,
I love
you have
what
a
you said.
possibility of there is a possibility that you hear rumors about it mainly throughout the NFL and the NBA where you have these players parents and or agents or both talking about if a certain team has a reputation for being a dysfunctional franchise and they have the number one pick, like you could have a scenario with the NIL, and that could be the downside of what I'm talking about, that player or their agent or parent can say, hey, I'm not playing for that team. We're going to stay another year, which in a way would take away the competitive purpose or the parity of a league like the NFL. Like there was a rumor that came out not too long ago that Caleb Williams' dad didn't want him playing for the Bears. Like let's say hypothetically, um and I don't think this will happen, but hypothetically, um the New York Jets end up with the number one pick, and I think they're going to be a lot better than getting the number one pick actually. But it's just a hypothetical because the New York Jets for a while have had a reputation for being dysfunctional. Woody Johnson has a bad reputation around the NFL in regards to what he's done as an owner. So what if Arch Manning pulls a knee line and says, I don't want to play for the Jets. I'm staying another year at Texas because that organization is dysfunctional. I'm not declaring, that could be a scenario.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I completely agree. It certainly could. And I didn't even get to the Deion Sanders part. Yeah, kudos to him for mentioning the NIL and the transfer portal stuff the way he did, because he's not singing the same tune that he was a while ago when he was talking about how he's bringing his Louis Vuitton luggage and like everything's going to be well and good in Colorado. He understands now he's got to build this thing brick by brick by the dirty C words: chemistry, culture, commitment, camaraderie, competition, courtesy, complacency. Bro, I got them all the C words. I'll knock them sun guns out the park. That is what college football is about. That's what it's always supposed to be about. And it's changing. And it'll lose fans because of it. I don't know where they're going to go. Maybe they'll start watching soccer. I don't know where they're going to go. Because if they're a diehard college football fan that gets turned off by this, that means they're already over the NFL and they watch college football because they don't like the whole thought of all the millions and dollars they make for doing this. And then if they quit watching it from there, like where do you go? You go back to baseball? Where are you going in that situation? I don't know.
Okay. Southern JD, I know you have a topic. You want to set it up?
I would love to, as a matter of fact. All right, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, make sure you hit like, follow, share, subscribe. We're gonna get candy. Don't show it just yet. We'll get it queued. I'm gonna paint the story here, okay? And then we'll dial it up and we'll see what kind of reaction we get from it. So NASCAR has a huge inconsistency versus consistency problem. Every once in a while, they want to tell you that this is the rule. And then every once in a while, they want to tell you this is not the rule. Well, the rule is always driver safety until this past weekend at Chicago, where they raced on a short track. Cody Ware hit into a tire barrier going almost 100 miles per hour. He even said, "I need help," the moment he crashed and was trapped. Yet NASCAR waited 35 seconds for the leader to take the white flag and them to ultimately call the caution. Was this staged? Is NASCAR becoming wrestling? Or is it just a consistency problem? Guys, if you're trapped under that car, under that tire barrier, if you're Cody Ware, do you want NASCAR to call that caution?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's not only a consistency problem, it's, as you mentioned, it's also, I think, a safety problem, a big safety problem, especially when you're dealing
We
with
got
cars.
Madcraft. He says he can push back. Hey, bring it, bro.
I mean, my thing is, especially when you're dealing with cars that move at a very high speed and very close to one another. I mean, I don't know really anything about NASCAR like that, to be honest, but I know that,
You want me to put this video up now?
yeah.
Let's put it up.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do it. Yep. All those other cars are in control. And then I don't know how well people can see it from my screen, but there's just like this little blur. It zips across the screen. You can see all the other cars, but you can barely see Cody Ware crashing into that. How was that not a caution?
Can you need to
How?
see it again? For some reason, you see it here.
I'm going to take us off and make it a little bit bigger.
Hey, let me see it. I can go back to the page. Let's see. And I will bring it up full blown.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it's not only a consistency issue, more importantly, it's a safety issue if you are in that car. So, yeah.
Did we get the full video across there? Sorry.
I don't know that it played
have.
the full video.
Yeah, I was about to say I got it frozen on my screen right now.
Yeah, it's frozen on the screen right now here too.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's fine. Because I paused it coming back. So I think Candy, yeah, we can remove that from.
Yeah. Oh, now I got to put us all back in there.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. Hey, we did it and we figured it out. As soon as NASCAR can't drive, instant caution a few hours ago. No, not anymore. That is really hard to read. Mattcraft, exactly. He said he needed help the moment he crashed.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, like that's a bad management from NASCAR. So, because I mean,
the minute a driver says I need help,
you got to get him help.
Yes.
Yes,
right. I agree.
They even have them trained. They got to drop their window net. But yes, Mattcraft, I don't know if you missed that altogether, but Cody Ware literally said, "Need help." There's a whole video. He said, "Need help." If that's not like need help, like if that's not a driver speaking on comms, blah blah blah, whatever else, the drivers are in constant radio communication. Yes, exactly. He said he needed help. Like, you're trying to argue my point, but you're proving my point. There is video of him saying, "Need help." NASCAR said they waited to see if he was going to call or be able to back up and continue. Wasn't happening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's something you don't want to mess with. I mean, if a driver says they need help, you never know that they could be injured themselves, and and they know it better. So, uh, but yeah, NASCAR is not one of the sports I watch too frequently. But
Yeah, but we can all relate to being consistent for umpires and referees and
Yeah.
like NASCAR and safety. Listen, hey, if you're gonna call it a certain way, I'm good with it. Call it the certain way. But don't tell me it's driver safety one week and you throw a caution really fast. And then in this particular case, you wait 35 seconds. That is not calling a caution really fast.
that is not. Speaking of consistency, did you guys hear that they're going to use some robots in the All-Star game?
We did. I did.
So Samir, let's talk All-Star game since I know it's in your backyard.
It's right in our backyard.
Literally, he's a Braves guy and he knows Braves. Literally, the All-Star game is in Samir's backyard.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, so I think the fact that they are using the robot umpires for the All-Star game shows that, I mean, the league definitely is thinking about using or implementing robot umpires on a regular basis in the future. It may not be a matter of if, but possibly more a matter of when. So and I think what better experiment for the league than to do it at the All-Star game at a national scale. But yeah, it's first All-Star game in Atlanta in 25 years. Um Even with how pitiful the Braves have been this year, we do have three All-Stars. Chris Sale is unfortunately injured, fractured rib, as we all know. Um, Ronald Acuna Jr. I think the fact that he's in it is definitely one of the lone bright spots of this season. Him being able to come back from his ACL injury, hitting over 330 so far, already 11 home runs. Um, and he's starting in his home stadium. Matt Olson is someone I've been hard on the last 4 years. Someone who has regardless of how you may feel about him, I know he's a polarizing figure in the Braves fan base. He is in it as well, not a starter, but he is in it as well. Not only in his own stadium, but also as someone who grew up in the Atlanta area. So yeah, he's in it as well. So those are really the two on bright spots. Ronald is also in the home run derby. This will be his third time doing it. He was in it in 2019, 2022. Both times he ended up losing to Pete Alonso, who is not in it this year. Um, Quite frankly, it's somebody who I wish was in it. He's been in it virtually every year he's been in the league. And that would have been fun to see another Alonso Acuna matchup potentially in the home run derby, but unfortunately, we're going to miss out on that. And also notably, the manager Brian Snicker, there have been some rumors about this potentially being his last season as manager, as his contract is ending and he's been with the organization for 49 years. So there is a lot of rumors, and he's made some hints that he may retire at the end of the season. So some are seeing this possibly as like a gesture or a send off, along with the fact that it is in his team's home ballpark. So another notable headline. The current Braves first baseman, Matt Olson, is in it. The former Braves first baseman, Freddie Freeman, will be in it in his old ballpark, and he will be the starting first baseman. So some notable headlines there.
I will say this right into your point, what you were just talking about. Atlanta Braves Twitter has been lit up the last few days with Freddie Freeman being outside of Truist Park there at the Battery, him being pictured in an LA uniform, coming and starting first base in Atlanta Braves Stadium again. It's clear that Braves fans, we all still love the guy. So they're all going to get their chance to go see him again, albeit in a meaningless All-Star game. But they're gonna see him play again, and a lot of people will be really excited about it.
I mean, yeah, and yeah, it's kind of a polarizing topic on Braves Twitter, if you know what I mean. If you've seen it, it is still a polarizing topic, and I mean, it's not all Matt Olson's fault, but that's kind of what happens when the other guy was here for 12 years, wins an MVP, multiple All Stars, wins a World Series, kind of grows up in our organization, while his replacement comes here and he hasn't won a playoff series. So yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm over here going back and forth with Matt Kraft. Matt Kraft, listen, bro. You're not listen. I will gladly give you a chance to debate this one of these days, but you're not winning this one, okay? Anything you say, I have debunked. Okay? Clearly, he didn't need medical help. Blah 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 blah. I said, yeah, but my point again, NASCAR said they were waiting to see if he could get the car going. He told them he couldn't get the car going. So, like, I've debunked it all. And then he says, "Oh, was the car going to be a hazard?" Yes. That's why the caution flag was waved after they took the white flag. They couldn't continue to let them race around the course, Matt Crow. So yes, the car clearly deserved a caution because they called it 35 seconds too late. That's the point. Golly. Y'all don't listen, man.
Back to the All-Star game.
Yes, indeed. I am again not happy about it being in Atlanta. It should have been there years ago. They shouldn't have to come back here now.
Yeah, and it's also kind of unfortunate that of all years, it's when we're having our worst season in 8 years. When the year we were going to have it before originally was the year we won the World Series, but even then we were under 500 at that All-Star break. So at this point, it is what it is. Going to root for Ronald in the home run derby, and we'll take it from there.
Well, hey, I guess this is the point. Next time, we need to cancel the All-Star game in Atlanta, and we'll win a World Series.
Well, it's going to need a lot more than that.
We should have known as soon as they didn't cancel it this year, though. We should have known we were toast. You can't. I'm a fan. I'm a pessimist fan. I can't get too many nice things. Okay, it's never all of my teams winning all at one time. It's either it's like 2/3, half, maybe, if I'm lucky. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we can't be spoiled with our fandom. Candy, you might be blessed like that. You old Milwaukee girl.
Yeah, I don't know. We've gone through some lean years, I would say. You know, yes, the Packers have won a couple of them, but the Brewers haven't. I mean, they made the World Series, but they lost to, St. Louis back in the day, back in the 80s. So they haven't. And yes, the Bucks have won 2 championships and one lately. I mean, the one thing that I would say about the NBA, at least at this point, and normally I'm not a huge NBA person. I don't watch a lot of NBA because we always call it the National Drama League. But they have a new champion for every year for the last 7 years. And you can't say that about a lot of the other sports. Sometimes you have these dynasties, in football and stuff like that. But uh, so that I think is interesting. But yeah, the 82 Brewers got beat by the Cardinals. Yeah, that was painful. But it took 7 games. So at least, you know, but we're not. So it just depends on the sport. Like Detroit, the Lions haven't won it, but yet look at, the Pistons have. They had such a good run, and the Tigers have. So it depends on where you're from, what your team is, and
Yeah, I feel like with Atlanta, like the three main teams here have just been a microcosm of like a little bit of everything. Like you've had the Braves, who have been for the most part very good since the 90s. They've won 2 championships, and even then, with all the talent they've had come through the organization, you could argue that they should have maybe 4, possibly 5 or 6, with how many opportunities they've blown, especially in October. Then you've got the Hawks. Feels like since they've gotten here in '68, they've just haven't been great, haven't been horrible. They've always just been a middle of the road franchise, except for maybe 3 or 4 seasons. And then you've got the bottom of the barrel, which are the Falcons. 60 years, only 14 playoff appearances, no Super Bowls, worst loss in sports history. They've had multiple opportunities to win one. They've blown it. But yeah. But I mean, even with the Braves winning 2 championships and how great 2021 was, I feel like if the Falcons were to get one, it would mean so much for the city and the overall sports landscape here. Like this city would go nuts if the Falcons got one.
Yeah, y'all would probably be climbing up greased light poles and stuff like Philadelphia fans do. That's my best guess of how that would go down. Somebody in Atlanta would do
Like
something
that
crazy.
parade would be absolutely insane if they get one.
I completely agree. Candy, P Digits, he reminds you there that was the 1982 Brewers.
Right.
They got beat by the Cardinals. He's a Cardinals fan, by the way.
Yeah, I figured that when he came back and said no one cares how many games it took.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, I love it. So we're all catching flack. I'm catching flack from Matt Crow. You're catching it from P Digits. We got Samir. He's catching flack from all of us because, man, I wish I could believe in Atlanta sports anymore.
It's hard, man. It's hard. It is hard.
It
It's
is
just hard.
But then, hey, I'm a Panthers fan. I mean, but I'm an Atlanta Braves fan. And people will say, well, how can you do that? Okay, arbiter of sports fandom, this is how it happens. You're a little kid from Lake Greenwood. You like baseball. The only thing that comes on is Atlanta Braves baseball on TBS back when I was growing up. So you watch Braves baseball on TBS. You were a Braves fan. And then I only knew the Panthers. I mean, I wasn't around for the Dale Jr. days when the Redskins were the only team shown here in the South. 1995, I think, was the Panthers' first season. Maybe 96. And I remember my first ever bet, y'all. I was in the 3rd grade. It was the Carolina Panthers bet. We bet Panthers versus Packers. Packers, his team. Panthers, my team. I lost. The Packers beat us. But that was my first ever bet. True story.
Yeah, I mean, mine it was kind of, I mean, my thing it was kind of different. Like it was like I mean, obviously I'm from Atlanta, so it was like 2008, 2009. It was like the beginning of like the Matt Ryan era and Mike Smith, Thomas Dimitrov, Roddy White, Michael Turner, and all those guys. And it was like that was like the beginning of when we had 5 straight winning seasons, went to an NFC championship in 2012. The Georgia Dome would be rocking on Sundays. Like those are just some fun times. Like, and if we can get like, and it's just like obviously like that's been the home team, but it's really been those times where it's like that was like 8, 9, 10-year-old me kind of made like it was like those times made 8, 9, 10-year-old me, along with the fact that it was the home team here, like choose that team. And it was like we're having all these winning seasons, we're going to the playoffs, like yeah, like this is gonna be a thing every year. Well, don't work like that.
Right. No, yeah. I think it was P Digits over here. He said it perfectly. Let's see if I can find it again. What was it? Oh yeah, here you go. Only 2 World Series in 35 years. But he fails to mention the, I don't know, 30 division titles that we won in those 35 years. Like, I don't know
Yeah,
the
yeah,
actual
yeah.
number, but it was
In like
so
the
many.
25 first-round exits.
Exactly. Like, and people got mad at me before, Samir, because I've said the Braves are the Cowboys of the MLB.
I would say either the Cowboys, another good comparison for them would be the Green Bay Packers. Like, what I mean by that is they do, for the most part, a good job of developing their in-house talent. And for all the talent that they've had, 2 championships is good, but they should have more.
Mm-hmm. That's my whole point.
Yeah, but it's like, and then I keep bringing up the first round exit argument on Twitter. It's like, oh well, the playoffs are a crapshoot. It's just random. Like, no, a trend over 25, 30 years is not random. Did you know that since 2000, the Braves have been to the playoffs like in 17 of those years, 16, 17 of those years? In all but 2 or 3 of those years, they've gone one and done. That is not random. That is a trend. That is an organizational trend.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm sorry. No, it's not randomness. It's not a crapshoot. That is a trend.
Right. Well, even there, they went, number 1 seed. And I don't think being the number 1 seed in the MLB playoffs is a good thing at all. Taking that bye week, get out of rhythm, and then, like, literally, it's always the wild card team who's playing hot baseball.
Mm-hmm.
It's always something like that. Very rarely, unlike the Dodgers, obviously, last year. I mean, even
the
the
Yankees were
Dodgers.
the number 1 seed as well. And then
Right.
the Astros, the year they won it in 22, the first year the expanded postseason, they won it. So that's always been my argument.
Well, even think about, though, the Dodgers. They are on an equal run as the Braves, as far as I'm concerned.
I mean,
they win a lot,
they
pay
blew
a
a lot
lot
of opportunities before last year. I will say that.
Yeah, and they just finally won one recently. We got Candy. Candy, wake up! You about to fall asleep.
I'm here.
You listen. I know you got a flight in the morning, y'all.
I do.
Yeah, Candy is going to a wedding.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they've already been going. What? Let's see. What are they even talking?
6 a.m. 6 a.m. flight. Crazy. But yeah, it's a quick just weekend. One of Scott's nephews is getting married, so we haven't been in Detroit for, I think it's been a year and a half, 2 years, so it's time to quick see some family, but it's a quick in and a quick out.
Right. So. Well, that's exactly what we're doing on this show this evening, Candy. So I'll tell you what, I am good to end.
Well, let's do
If we
my
got more
town.
topics, yep, my towns, whatever, yep, we can wrap it up. I know you need to get to rest,
Yep.
coming back vacation, all that stuff.
I
Listen,
know. I know.
always got to plan yourself one day from, like, come back from vacation and give yourself a day.
Yeah.
Samir, that seems like smart advice, right?
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Oh, I'll have to remember that next time.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'll
so
help you out. I got you.
my town. It's the segment that I started, and a lot of people are rolling with it because I've seen it even on different broadcasts. But Samir, obviously the All Star game, but what else is happening in your town?
So we've got the All-Star game. The Braves are still a joke. Lost 5-6 at Truist Park to the Angels and the Orioles, um, including getting shut out twice during that span. 9-6 loss in extra innings to Baltimore, a game they probably should have won. One where they had loaded bases with no outs, only got one run across, and that was on a ground out by Jerickson Profar. Then the other night they lost. They got beat bad by the Athletics. It was, I believe, 10-1 until home run by Jerickson Profar ultimately saved them from being shut out. Didier Fuentes, 20-year-old pitcher, was they called him up and probably did him a disservice by letting him stay up and pitch after his second start in New York. His estimated time arrival was 2027, 2028. They call him up, and after that second start, they should have went and sent him back down to Gwinnett, and that could possibly hurt his development. I hope he doesn't. He's got the tangibles, he's got the stuff. He just needs more time to develop. But again, that just shows just another like head scratching move by this front office where that's just been the norm the past couple of years. It's a joke. Then the trade deadline's coming up. Teams are inquiring about mainly Sean Murphy and Marcelo Ozuna, who's got an expiring contract. I know Double A said that, and the rumor is that they're not going to move anyone who has a contract past 25. So it seems like if they're going to move anyone, it'll be Ozuna or possibly Raisel Iglesias. But who knows? That could change given how the team plays. They still look horrible. The Hawks, I wasn't able to come on last week, but they had one of the better off seasons in the NBA. They definitely got better. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, guy who can come off the bench, can defend well. You look at the contending teams, and while we do have a Dyson Daniels or had a Dyson Daniels, they've got multiple Dysons. And what I mean by that, I mean by guys who can play a role and play it really well. A lot of depth. Nickeil Alexander provides that. Luke Kennard, 43% from downtown. Feel like he can come off the bench and shoot for us. And then Falcons, on their side, it's been quiet. I know Kirk Cousins was recently in the second season of quarterback. And really, we didn't learn anything new from the end of the season. So when it was revealed on his appearance during Good Morning Football that he was playing hurt to now. And my stance hasn't changed on that. Yeah, he should have been more upfront about his injury. But the blame ultimately lies with Raheem Morris and the rest of the coaching staff for allowing him to not only not be upfront about his injury, but to leave him out there. He should have been pulled at halftime of the Chargers game. And that's it for my town.
JD, what is happening in your town?
Well, first, just quickly, Samir, let me respond to yours because the Kirk Cousin thing. That was one thing that we were going to bring up on the show.
Yeah.
So we'll put it in our back pocket. But what I was going to quickly ask you though, he came out and said he felt misled by the Falcons.
Yeah, well, and I tweeted this.
And then he, though, turned around and misled the Falcons.
Right.
So, I mean, to me, that balances out 50-50.
Yeah, well, from a fan perspective, I felt misled watching you play like Desmond Ritter for an entire month while we're paying you 100 million guaranteed. But on
And then,
another
oh,
hand,
yeah, and he said he would even go. He said, if I would have known they were going to draft Penix, I would have just re-signed with Minnesota.
yeah, we'll sit on the bench and count your 100 million, Kirk. But on the other hand, like you're doing just fine, dude. But on the other hand, I just feel like, look, they made a business decision. That's the way the NFL. And it seems like Kirk must have forgot how he got his job in Washington in the first place. They had spent a top pick on RG3, and then they turned around and drafted you in the fourth round, and you ultimately ended up getting that starting job a couple years down the road. So I guess it's a full circle moment if you want to put it that way. But again, um, yeah, and this has kind of been a polarizing topic on Falcons social media outlets, more specifically Falcons Twitter. You've got some blaming Kirk, you've got some blaming the coaching staff. I think both are at fault, like I mentioned earlier. Yeah, put that guy's agent in the Hall of Fame. Generational bag getter.
Hey, there is no better job than being a backup quarterback in the NFL. Period. Period. Whatever it is the millennials say. Yeah, being a backup quarterback is a beautiful situation.
Right.
And you, Samir, you nailed it. Candy, you've nailed it. My town. So my town is not Samir's town, not the Atlanta town. No, I'm going to talk about the Carolina Panthers. And I don't think they can win the NFC South this year.
I still think they're another year away. They've got the pieces, but I still think they're another year away.
I honestly, based on the way Atlanta drafted and Tampa Bay, it'll be between y'all two. The Saints, no. They're talking about not starting Spencer Rattler, which would be the dumbest decision ever. He already started games last year. Yeah, Tyler Shuck might be older, but he was playing in college. That's not the NFL. So Spencer Rattler should be the starter for the Saints. Period. Period.
Well, I mean, if the guy you drafted high in the second round this year can't beat 26-year-old can't beat out Spencer Rattler, then I think it says, and I think it makes that pick look a lot worse than it already does.
Right. Spencer Rattler to me was a steal in the fifth round. Yeah, and
I
I'm
was
biased.
never high on him. I'm sorry. I was just never high on him.
I watched him play every Saturday. You know, that I saw throws he made. If you put him with Patrick Mahomes' weapons, I'm not saying he could be Patrick Mahomes. I will never say that. But he could be a very above average quarterback in the NFL. He didn't have nobody to throw to last year when he played in New Orleans. They were all injured.
We'll see.
Okay, so are you done, JD? Or
yeah,
are you
no, we're good. Yeah, let's get out. We're good.
So for my town, I'm going to say kudos to my Milwaukee Brewers because they have a payroll of around 100,000, 102,000, and they just swept the LA Dodgers that have a payroll of over 300,000. So kudos to them. Kudos to I'm gonna hack his last name, Mizarlowski. He's a rookie pitcher that is doing phenomenal right now. I mean, so kudos to him. I hope he keeps it up, and he's got such a grounded personality too, from what I've read and seen. As far as the Milwaukee Bucks, they've made some questionable calls this off season, so we'll really see how that pays out. You know, eating Damian Lillard's contract $22 million a year for the next couple of years is kind of a little bit risky, I think. But I also understand, like next week, they understand Giannis only has a window, and it's a window of only how many years. So they're in a win now mode. So they have to figure out how to win now. And since Damian's not going to be playing next year at all, they had to do something. So while there's a lot of fans out there that were upset that they let him go, they also need to plan right now and get what they can right now. So I kind of understand it, whether you like it or not. It also allows him to go rehab at home and be with his kids, and we know that he's a big family man. So, and then as far as the Packers, well, kudos. I'm going to say congratulations to Jordan Love because he actually got married this off season. So, congratulations, and we wish you the best of luck in your marriage and, of course, on the field, on and off the field. But with that said, I'm going to do my normal plug for the South Florida Tribune. My husband wrote a book, Lessons from the Microphone, Tuning into the Enduring Wisdom of Visionary Leaders. It is written by Scott, the Motor City Madmouth Morganroth. It talks about his 40-plus years in the media business and how it has evolved and changed. Go get your copy today. It's available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Kindle, Google, and Apple Books. There's also a link on our website, www.southfloridatribune.com, where there is a plethora of great other content. So go check it out. If you like to listen to podcasts, you can find us wherever you get your podcast. If you want to advertise, you can always call Scott, 954-304-4941. If you have topic ideas or show ideas, or you want to be a guest, email us at southfloridatribune@gmail.com. If you see the red subscribe button in that lower right-hand corner, that means you have not yet subscribed to one of our channels. Please do so and subscribe to all the channels for all the different guests that we have that come on and host or co-host, because they're all giving up their time. So please subscribe to their channels too, and then turn on those notifications so you know when we're going live. Monday nights, we talk baseball. Tuesday nights, we talk football. Wednesday nights on Sports Exchange, you never know what we're going to be talking about. And the same here on Fire Up. Preceding this show tonight was Sports Wrap, where they talk hockey. And last night on the Motor City Madmouth show, Scott does one-on-one interviews with different people. And last night he had former manager Mickey Callaway on, who is going to become he's actually going to become a regular on our baseball show on Monday nights. So,
Okay.
Yep. So definitely go check out that interview on our YouTube channel. But JD, how can people get a hold of you?
You can find me here on the South Florida Tribune, on their website as well. You can find me greenvillesportsmedia.com. You can find me JD Wyatt06 on X or Twitter, but just don't call it Twix. Golly, there's a radio person that calls it Twix. Drives me bonkers. It's either Twitter or it's X. Do not combine the two. And you can find me also at Southern Fried Sports, JD on YouTube.
Samir, how can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter. My official handle is ATL_Samir2401. And then I've got a separate Instagram account, which I'm going to be posting a lot of sideline content. It's at samir.sidelinenet. I just started posting on there not too long ago, and I'm going to get some more content on there.
Awesome. With that being said, JD, you're going to take us out?
Oh, I would love to take us out. So, for Candy of the South Florida Tribune, for Samir, Sideline Sports Network contributor. Also, we've got me, JD of Greenville Sports Media. Y'all be blessed, not stressed. Just be kind to one another, dang it. And we'll see y'all again soon.
Have a great weekend. Enjoy the All-Star game.
Have a safe trip.